Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing well today, and we are back with another How Good Are They? This time doing Restoration Shaman. So, Resto Shami, or certainly Shaman as in general, has been a long-standing favorite class of mine in WoW, and they just suit what I like in a mythical game. They are aesthetically cool, their lore is awesome, they are kind of the badass element wielding caster warrior. And this is the first time in a while I haven't actually mained one. And I've genuinely been quite nervous to play Resto because I had heard it wasn't very good. Um, Playing it felt exactly how I remembered it though. It has kind of totems for every mechanic, cooldowns for every encounter. The damage playstyle feels slightly underwhelming in terms of you basically are putting flame shocks up and doing lava surge procs. You have chain lightning and lightning bolt, and they hit hard, but it's quite boring. You're not particularly bursty. You don't have kind of the earthquake, earth elemental thing that we had in Shadowlands. It just they don't feel fantastic in terms of their damage profile personally, and obviously this is all my opinion. But in terms of their healing, they have two main components. The first one is multipliers, and I kind of looked into this and didn't. When I was calculating it all up, I couldn't really believe just how crazy this is. So they have Deluge, which is 20% increased healing to your. So basing this on a healing wave, right? You have Deluge, which is an extra 20%, Undulation, which is an extra 50%, Ever Rising Tide, which is an extra 10%, Swirling Currents is an extra 25%, My Personal Mastery is 50%, Cloudburst is an extra 30% healing, and then Primordial Wave multiplies that per target. This means that one healing wave can realistically be healing for around 255% of its actual healing. The madness of that is just absurd. And obviously, you won't use all of those at the same time, but it seems to be that maintaining people's health is about getting a lot of these multipliers together for kind of whatever healing size you need. The second part then is cooldowns. Resto Chamois just have an arsenal of cooldowns, and they've had it for a while. They have pretty much a cooldown to hit in terms of every pack. Just to name some of the ones that I use in my talent build, which is Ascendance, Cloudburst, Ancestral Guidance, Primordial Wave, Nature's Swiftness, Healing Tide, and Spirit Link. That's like 7 cooldowns that they can use on a rotation or all together, things like that. It's absolutely absurd. They just feel like they can hard carry yourself out of a situation. And it means with good cooldown management, you pretty much always have something going for you. Now, in terms of fun, Resto Shami for me just doesn't quite live up to the other healers I've played. Um, in terms of fun whilst doing dungeons or raids or things like that. So the damage profile, as I said before, isn't particularly engaging. I'm pretty much getting flame shocks spread on a couple of targets. I'm using chain lightnings, which again, don't get me wrong, it hits hard, but doesn't seem to be doing much. Your acid rain with healing wave just it shouldn't even be. It needs to be majorly buffed again or completely reworked into something else because it just feels horrible. Um, it just doesn't feel fantastic. So the fun in Resto Shami, and I don't want this to be negative, so the fun in Resto Shami is correctly using and managing cooldowns, um, which is great in high level keys or pug keys, and I think they're a fantastic pug healer when pulls go wrong. You've got extra packs being ninja pulled or interrupts being missed or just things going wrong. Resto Shami is fantastic at just going, not a problem, I'll recover this. But it doesn't feel great when everything's going right. um, it just feels a little bit lackluster, like you're not really doing anything or achieving anything. Now, even just using this footage in the background, I was doing 10k DPS with very, very minimal gear as a Resto Shami while keeping everyone alive, healing through a little bit of a ninja pull and things like that. It's not to say that they can't do it, it's to say that they just feel a little bit off when you are doing it. Overall, I'm going to rate them a 5 out of 10. Obviously, we started doing the number rating system. This is my opinion, and if you think differently, please let me know in the comments. Like, I genuinely want to hear and see, is there something I've maybe missed, or do you just enjoy it more? Do you disagree in terms of you think it should be lower? I'd love to hear your comments. Now, in terms of viability, we finally got to the facts, the cold hard facts. In terms of mythic raiding, Resto Shami is currently third in performance, but fifth in popularity. I think this goes back to what I was saying about fun. They're very capable, but they're not very popular. Heroic raiding, they're currently fourth in performance and fifth in popularity, which, okay, around the same. In Mythic Plus, they're currently the fifth most popular healer in keys in general, and that's including obviously Priest having two specs, with the highest Resto Shami being 60th in the world when you look at all healers. 266 rating between him and world number one. Now, obviously, that's quite a big margin. In terms of M plus, Resto Shami has healed all 20, so it can't be bad. It just seems to lack popularity compared to other healers again. In terms of raids, they seem to slightly be behind in terms of performance, Resto Druid, and Preservation Evoker. However, definitely usable. Once again, it comes back to that same thing of they're just not very popular. Compared to other healers, though, if I had to give them a rating, I'm going to say 7 out of 10. In terms of variety, and this is where I think Resto Shami has maybe the coolest kit. They have so much utility and so many options that that's cool. In Raid, Resto Shami seems to have kind of a host of options in terms of they can either play a Riptide heavy build, they can play a Chain Heal heavy build, they can play kind of whether they choose to pick up Totem and Recall and play with like big cooldown totem resets, or whether they play for key talents, mobility, and things like that. Um, they have so many different options, and in terms of Mythic Plus, they've got kind of a generic build that gets catered and tweaked to suit each dungeon. Shaman has so much utility, it just cannot get it all at one time. So it has to actually pick what it needs fight per fight or dungeon per dungeon. And I think that in itself is really, really cool. You get to pick around, play around and tweak talents to fit what you want. And it really does fit into kind of Blizzard's philosophy of what they were trying to achieve with this in terms of giving you a choice as a player. Do you want to bring that poison cleansing tome? Do you want to bring that wall? Do you want to bring ascendance? You get these choices, and that to me is awesome. So in terms of variety, I'm actually going to give them a 10 out of 10. So overall, Resto Shami just isn't for me personally, and obviously, if you enjoy it, please continue to play it. If you were thinking about trying it out, I definitely urge you to try it. It's a different play style to both Resto Druid and Preservation, so if you're playing those as the meta healers, this is something a little bit different. If you enjoy kind of a calculated, just calm under pressure play style, then Shami is definitely for you. Give it a go. Overall, I'm going to give it a 22 out of 30, so definitely not horrible. I'm pretty sure we're going to see classes much lower, Survival Hunter. But until then, hope you guys have enjoyed. More videos coming soon. Hope you guys have had a good New Year's. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.